lists the difficulties as easy and normal. Easy is not easy. It's just called that.
All right, Kuumba changed up the strat a little bit. He's going to metal first, and Charlieboy going to quick first. So our runners last time both chose to do flash first. Looks like Kuumba's trying to go for the easy E-tanks on a fairly easy stage. Charlieboy probably thinking the same thing, going for the easy E-tank in quick. So interesting change of route. Usually I feel like runners, when they have preferences, they kind of stick to the preferences. But yeah, this is pretty refreshing.
Yeah. And I don't know if anybody noticed, but the bird actually helped Kuumba out. There's a Buster Immune Crusher on his screen, and the bird came by. And sometimes when the bird leaves the screen, it'll take a sprite with it. And in this case, it took the Crusher with it, and so the Crusher was just gone. And
yeah, it's actually, when the bird leaves the screen, it actually, I think, despawns the last sprite that was spawned on the screen. And so the Crusher being the very last sprite that ended up being spawned, when the bird left the screen, despawned that Crusher. So really... All right, both runners coming towards the end of their respective first stage. We'll see who made the right choices here. Maybe there's a nice item at the end of one of these stages. Kuumba's got to be careful. One of those guys almost put him into a pit.
Yeah. Yeah, and these Buster Immune Crushers, that's not something you want to see in the randomizer, because you don't know where Crushers are going to appear.
All right, Charlie coming into the quick man stage. Ooh, Crash as the boss. Looks like it is not a Buster weak Crash, just taking 2 damage. So Charlie's got to be pretty careful. He might end up taking this E-tank.
Yeah, this is a pretty challenging fight.
And yeah, I think he should be taking this E-tank. Oh, wow!
Clutches it out.
He escaped death. That was cheating death right.
Yeah.
Kuumba killing Woodman in the metal boss room. In fact, and getting item 3 from it for his trouble. So pretty good decision there on Kuumba's part. Woodman is one of the worst enemies to see, I think, in the metal room, because that conveyor belt is still moving, and trying to get past Woodman's leaf shield there is pretty hard when you're moving at the same time. So.
Oh, Charlie getting a really unfortunate flash stage.
Oh, yeah, and he has... Oh, no, and he can't really get past this Crusher very easily. He's going to have to take damage. He opts the E-tank.
Yeah, it's actually really fortunate he still has that E-tank.
This is actually a situation where going to flash first might have cost them both either a reset or a game over. Those Buster Immune Crushers, a few hits from those, and you're out.
The crash walls were Buster weak, is what somebody's saying. So there might have been an alternate route through that section that was less damage. I might have actually opted for that health in that situation, but right, Charlie
going for
Charlie's going fast.
Oh, and he gets Metroids at the end screen. Not the worst thing you can get at the end of Flash, but certainly not a great enemy. And Kuumba did, in fact, get the good wood. I don't know if he actually has the quick boomerang this time, so he might end up doing this frame-perfect ladder grab.
Gets it first try.
Nice. What a first try. What a... I know. Oh, man, Kuumba. Too good at these games. Ooh, Charlie is... Yeah, he's having a little bit of trouble with Airman. The nice thing about Airman is, if he would have just not jumped, he could just be pushed against the wall and could have just done that a little bit slower, but a little bit consistent. Fortunately, it takes a jump right into Airman's body, and Airman does quite a lot the damage when he bodies you, so don't touch the Airman. Spinning fans are bad.
The Mega Man hit the fan. So this Heatman here that you're seeing Kuumba fight is exactly the scenario we were talking about before, where it ends up being a super slow fight because he's a slow burn, and Mega Man does only 2 damage to him.
Creed commenting in chat, there's nothing nice about Airman. Just wait until global warming gets really bad. Airman is going to save us all.
I'm gonna take your word on that.
Don't.
So both of
All
our
right,
runners are visiting Cherry Cola Falls.
Yeah, Charlieboy having item 2 from his last stage there. Makes quick work of that first screen. No enemies pushing him off that item 2 or trolling him. He just gets right by. And of course, going for the Buster only zip setup. Again, they're pause buffering in order to get their to reset their fall velocities. Interestingly enough, Kuumba actually used a whole lot less pauses to get there, so managed to make up time from Charlieboy's use of the item 2 on the first screen.
Once again, I always learn things from watching Kuumba. I didn't realize you could do the zip that way. I knew you could A-trigger it, but...
Oh
no.
no! And Kuumba missing a jump and falling into that pit. This is now having to take the walk of shame here through bubble stage. Just really unfortunate.
Yeah, there goes that lead. That's
Yeah,
I've had that happen.
You hate to see that, just because Mega Man actually moves slower underwater, so not only are you getting this wonderful experience of getting bodied by shrimp and birds, I don't understand why birds are flying underwater, but you also get the wonderful experience of actually moving at 3/4 speed through all of this water. So, yeah, it's not a fun thing. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, every fifth frame when you're underwater is just a lag frame that is basically a stall. So it runs about 80% normal speed.
Okay, 80%. Charlie not opting yet to use any item 2s. We'll see. Oh no, he's about to fall off, but he's gonna pause buffer his way over and save. All right, he is opting for item 2. Oh, and immediately finds fanboys. Wow. I don't know if I would continue with item 2 at this point. He is really trying.
It's his only item, but yeah, that's tricky.
Yeah, I actually think, considering the fanboys take one shot from Buster in this seed, probably wasted time to try to use item 2 in these screens.
Just kill him and move on.
Kill him and move on. Well, at least we haven't seen the fans in heat yet, so I'm trying not to curse them, but we'll find.
We'll find out how Kuumba deals with these crushers. So he has a lot more weapons than when Charlie was here.
Yeah, I would be surprised if we don't find at least one weakness here to these crushers.
Kuumba, he takes
Kuumba
two
takes
hits.
2 hits.
Oh, this is an unfortunate health situation.
Yes.
Oh, and he finds charged
charged.
heat. And it's supercharged.
It is. This is very fortunate. And the Metroids here are immune to Buster as well. Charlie taking a beating on the second screen. Maybe might have wanted to save the item 2 for this screen instead. But of course, can't know what enemies were on this.
Kuumba going the long way around to get the health pickups, but if he takes one more hit, he's dead.
He is risking all of this for the health pickup here at the end.
Charlie making quick work of metal.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, he gets the cool kid
immune
wave.
Metroids are the...
Yeah.
All right,
pretty
Charlie
bad.
opting for metal again. He's got item 2, so it should make the second half of metal a little bit easier. But none of our runners have found where item 1 is yet. So item 1 could be in crack.
Kuumba hasn't discovered the barriers are Buster Week yet.
He has now.
I bet he wishes he would have checked that a different way.
Yeah, if he would have checked that earlier, he might have found maybe a better route.
This is a diseased airman.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of his
this looks like a... This is what I like to call a congratulations airman. It's the color scheme of California raisins, so...
Yeah. Kuumba's got to be careful with his health here. One hit from Airman and he's dead.
Yeah. He can take one hit from the air shooters, but not from Airman's bot. All right, makes it through. And Charlie does do item 2 for the second half here.
Slow and steady wins the Airman fight.
Ooh. All right, Charlie taking a damage from that worm instead of the crusher.
Yeah, that was a smart move.
Very smart, yeah. All right, let's see what we get in heat. Birds!
Yay, birds!
Birds are wonderful because they cause lots of lag, create a lot of pickups, and you can end up actually having iframes, getting into the heat pit here, getting a pickup, having your iframes expire, and then dying in the lava. But Kuumba makes through no problem.
Yeah, he makes it look easy, actually. That's not easy, what he just did.
So Charlie finds his item 3. And opts to go into heat as well. He's got item 3 and item 2, so that's pretty smart.
So flyboys make this zip that Kuumba's about to attempt a lot more annoying. You can do it without killing the flyboys, but it's challenging. Oh, he gets it no problem.
Easy every time.
Well, easy that time.
So Charlie's going to have a little bit of advantage.
Well
oh, no. Charlie, unfortunately, misses the jump as well. So maybe Kuumba and Charlie are a little bit synced now. They've both died in unfortunate spots in these stages. Charlie's going to have the advantage here at the end of heat, though, since he's got item 2, and Kuumba does not yet have his item 2.
And they have the same... Am I looking at the tracker right? Oh, no. Charlie's one level ahead. So Charlie's finished Airman.
Charlie's unfortunately also died twice in the beginning of heat here. He's having a pretty tough time with these birds.
Yeah, this is definitely a situation where I would stop, face left, get the bird to follow me, and then keep going.
Yeah, so the birds face or spawn from the left or the right depending on which way you're facing, and so a lot of folks tend to face the other way in order to get the birds to come from behind. And while at least 2 of those little birds are on screen, a new bird will not actually spawn. So it's a very good strat.
Charlie being cautious with his setup here.
Yep, playing that perfectly, making sure he doesn't get hit. And now we switch to item 2, so he is going to have a little bit of advantage going over this pit that Kuumba did not have. Kuumba also has some pretty short stages left, I think. Air can be fairly short and quick can be fairly short depending on what enemies are there, but that air stage wasn't too bad. I think Kuumba could probably...
Yeah, I expect to see Kuumba get through that air with no real problems, but, you know, commentator curse. So he'll die 7 times, actually, is what I meant to say.
There's no such thing as commentator curse.
It's true.
And E-tanks are a crutch. All right, well, we've got a Flash Man who is basically just sitting there taking it. Yeah, pretty easy.
Yeah, Flashman's like, hey, Mega Man, I got this cool new time stopper. Why are you shooting me? Ow, it hurts. And he's dead.
All right, and Kuumba almost at the end of his quick stage. Hopefully won't make that same mistake he did last scene. All right, does not try to go for the troll health. Charlieboy trying to use item 2 across this first screen of wood and ending up taking a lot of damage here from these rabbits, and it's just a lot of lag.
So much lag.
Oh, manages to make it kind of worth, though. Indeed, Siberian Bull. Last race, Kuumba unfortunately picked up the health at the end of quick stage there and took a laser to the face.
Oh, we're calling that the Prodigy Special now? Or did I miss the...
All right, Charlie going through wood. I don't know if Charlie's going to attempt good wood this time, but yeah, no, looks like he is going to try it.
Kuumba doing a little bit of a manipulation on Crash there. If you have a weapon that auto-fires, like Quick Boomerang, you can just hold down the fire button and Crash won't fire very often.
All right, Charlie executing the first part of Goodwood. Took a few tries to get into the ceiling there, but
Can't remember. Did Kuumba do the zip? He did, right?
He did,
'Cause
he
got
did.
the. Yeah, so Charlie pretty much has
All
to
right.
do the zip since Kuumba did it, and it's such a long stage.
ooh, Kuumba finding those air boys there, the fanboys there, and actually does take a death in this first pit.
It's, oh, did he go far enough? Oh, he did.
He did. All right, Kuumba opting for some item 2 action here.
I feel like this is still anybody's race. Crash could be our equalizer. Neither player has seen Crash stage yet.
All right, Kuumba making it past the scary part here.
Yeah, and fortunately where he died was so early in air stage, so it's really a quick death. Not very costly at
Yeah,
all.
a little bit unfortunate though, because they were fairly synced, but I think he lost a little bit of time there. And he might offer our item 2, an item 2 right.
I'm surprised
Alright.
Kuumba's not switching back to charge heat and using it to blaze a path.
Looks like Charlie is not attempting the zip. I don't know if... Oh, it looks like item 1 is actually in Crash, like we suspect.
Oh.
So Charlie doing that item 3 zip that in
Kuumba
fact
taking another
you
death.
pioneered.
Yeah, I might have popularized that zip a little bit. It's a really great backup.
Charlie realizing that Time Stopper does stop everything on the screen, including the elevator item here.
That's the everlasting peace variant of Time Stopper. So how long it lasts per activation is one of the things that's randomized, and that's sort of the worst randomization option is the vanilla one, where it just lasts until you run out of ammo.
Yeah, several ROM hacks actually changed that as well, just because it is such a silly behavior for the weapon. All right. Well, Kuumba is soon going to discover that he does not have item 1 either, and is going to make his way to Crash stage pretty soon. We'll see if he tries to do any like those pixel perfect zips on the first screen. I don't know if item 2 you can do that with item 2, but if you can, I'm sure Kuumba will go for it.
Oh, and Charlie here is going to do a zip in a second. So he realizes he's low health, so he's going to grab this health and then shoot and press down at the same time, and hopefully, yep, and he does it. So what happens is the game says, oh, you're on a ladder, but because you were holding shoot when you climbed onto the ladder, it doesn't change your vertical height. And then normally when you leave a ladder, the game ejects you up a little bit. Well, it just so happens that since you haven't moved down at all to get on the ladder, that when it ejects you up, it actually puts you in the ceiling and you're able to zip.
All right, so Kuumba is also having to do the slow route here through Crash stage, the elevator climb. So we'll see.
Kuumba not doing the zip.
He is smartly getting up the ladder, though, so... He's going to find some shrimp, though.
Well,
All right,
the boss
Kuumba
fight
dropping
is
back
fast.
down. And he is actually boosting himself up with item 3, so... Managed to escape the shrimp without having to use any items. I mean, without any weapons.
Yeah, that is pretty smart.
Yeah, so if anybody doesn't understand what happened there, you can actually jump off screen, and the ladder is kind of still there. So, and you can grab that ladder off screen, and when you grab it off screen, Mega Man actually does end up on the next screen a little bit higher than he would normally if you're just walking or climbing up through the screen transition. And so Kuumba used that to his advantage to escape those shrimp. But anyway, guess what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time to guess the color of the dragon.
My favorite. You should go first this time.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and guess a regular green dragon, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be weak to Let's see. Buster and... Oh, Charlie actually attempting to do this first screen zip here on in Wily 1. Unfortunately, does not get the second item placement to get him into the ceiling, so he's gonna have to take the long climb.
I'm gonna go with a blue dragon, and I'm gonna say, what did you say for the weakness? So I don't say.
I said Buster and also Metal in case somebody tries Metal.
All right, I'm going Crash and Bubble. Charlie's going to attempt another vertical zip here, but he realized he was running out of time to set it up.
Yeah, that was almost, he almost fell, which is really bad on that screen because you have to climb up 2 screen transitions again. Pretty annoying. Kuumba looks like he's item or weakness hunting for Bubble here.
Yeah, I didn't see what Charlie used, but Charlie seemed to have a pretty fast fight on there, so... Oh, I should have gone with the Barbie Dragon.
Should have gone with the Barbie Dragon again. Alright, did anybody say pink and yellow? Oh, you were right, it's weak to Crash.
I'd like to see that Crash weakness.
Ooh, and Charlie does take a hit, but I think he's far enough over that he does not get knocked off. Alright, so Charlie finishing up that dragon as Kuumba is teleporting in to Wily 1. So, again, we have a whole stage between these races.
If anybody's wondering, this music is from Bionic Commando.
Now this is another popular spot to check wall weaknesses and also get another E-Tank in addition to the one that's at the end of this little item 2 round. Just in case you're low.
Yeah, and there's a lot of trade-offs about checking the wall weakness here. It's like maybe a little bit slower to do the check here, except you don't have to worry about all the lag if you're checking it in the Boo Beam trap. And you don't have to dodge anything while you're checking it. Oh, Charlie likes to skip it completely.
Yeah, Charlie opts to skip it. I think he might have discovered also that it's Buster weak.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they already know the weakness, so...
Yeah, it's pretty easy when you're... If you go to Flash stage pretty early and you can just test it with Buster, yeah, it's pretty... They both know that it's a Buster. Alright, Kuumba is on his way to the dragon, and Charlie having a little bit of trouble with these birds. Birds on the screen can be really obnoxious because they tend to drop the eggs inside the wall, which just spawns the birds immediately. You have no way to really avoid.
Spawns the lag immediately.
Spawns the lag immediately is a very good way to put that.
Charlie used an E-Tank by mistake. Oh, I missed that. Yeah, that's unfortunate, and, you know, I can definitely say that's never happened to me, ever.
Oh, and Metal is the other weakness, so it looks like we were both right on weaknesses.
Metal looked like the weapon to use in that fight.
Most definitely. It looked like, well, Metal does have behavioral changes as well. Sometimes you can only have one Metal Blade on the screen at a time, which would make it kind of unfortunate because you'd have to wait for it to disappear after impacting the dragon. But this one looks like it's really, really good.
Yeah, that'll save Kuumba some time relative to Charlie. Probably about 10 seconds.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. Charlie's going to have to hunt for some weaknesses because he doesn't want to waste all of his ammo here. And he is going to use Crash. This is pretty risky because if the Crash Bomb... Oh, no, I was just about to say, if the Crash Bomb is on screen, he can't pause.
Our runners are essentially tied at this point. They're both in the tunnel.
They are both in the tunnel, you're right. This is a race. This is why I really hate using Crash Bomb on Pico, because what happened to Charlie is exactly what will happen. If you miss a shot or the Crash Bomb is exploding on screen, you cannot pause while a weapon is on screen. And so he's thinking, desperately trying to take an E-tank, and he cannot pause the game, and so ends up taking a hit from Pico, and Pico does a lot of damage. I think, what is it, 6 or 8 per hit?
Oh, this is so tied.
Oh, they are really tied now. Kuumba has to hunt for weaknesses, but Charlie is low on ammo, so this is going to be interesting.
I didn't see him refill any ammo, so I think he has to take another death in this fight.
I don't know. He's got Bubble, he's got Crash, and Pico should be weak to a third, I believe, right? Ooh, I don't know if Pico's weak to a third.
Comment.
I think Pico should be weak to 3, but maybe I am wrong about that. Yes, okay, Siberian Ball is saying
3.
he's got 3. Yeah, okay, so I was right. Okay, here we go. Charlie with the crash bombs again. Hopefully not making the same mistake as last time.
Yeah, so Pico speeds up movement every time you kill one of his things. So you can safely use Crash Bomb in the first few phases, but then it gets more and more risky.
Okay, Charlie needs to be very careful here. I think he can take 2 more hits, but this is getting... Whew!
Oh.
All right, and Kuumba's in the same situation here. He's got to be very careful, too.
Kuumba. What are you doing, Kuumba?
Oh my gosh, Kuumba. Oh my gosh. She is taking E-Tank and playing that. This is edge of my seat.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie having to stop here to refill a bunch of ammo because of all the ammo he used in that Pico fight upon that death. Kuumba might just be skipping these ammo refills, so we might still be pretty...
Yeah, somebody needs to clip that whole refight and submit it to SpeedGaming as one of the highlights.
And Kuumba does exactly that. He skipped all the refills, so we are still, like, almost neck and neck here. Like, this is a race. That item hunt, or the weakness hunting for Pico did cost Kuumba some time, whereas Charlie had the advantage of knowing the weaknesses that he needed to use already. But that refills, that slowed him right down.
It's going to come down to the refights and Wily 4.
Yeah, it is definitely going to come down to refights and Wily 4. We're going to see if any of the weakness hunting that Kuumba had done is going to help him in the refight.
Yeah, menu order will matter, like who fishes. Charlie's going for a zip.
Oh my gosh, this zip. I don't think it actually saves much time.
No, especially when you miss it twice.
Yeah, I think it saves a couple seconds. But
Kuumba's in the lead because of that zip.
Oh, yes. It definitely did not save Charlie any time. All right, here we go. Searching for weaknesses to Guts Tank. Oh. And it looks like Kuumba has found a weakness here. I can't tell if it's... Oh, it's Crash. And
Charlie's
Charlie found
ammo,
the exact same weakness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it just
one ammo left.
Gets Guts Tank down with 1 ammo.
This is amazing, boys and girls.
This is such a close race right now. We might actually go to 3. This is I hate to say, I don't like to root for specific people during races if I'm commentating, but man, 3 races tonight would be fantastic.
Yeah, I would love to see a round 3.
Kuumba having trouble with this Rabot here. I think Charlie's gonna go ahead and... Oh, I thought Charlie was gonna kill the Rabot. All right, Charlie making that way, getting up that way quicker than Kuumba did, so it looks like he made up a little bit of time.
It's so close.
Right, as Creed pointed out, it's unfortunate that they didn't utilize the explosions of the crash bomb as opposed to just using the projectile itself.
Kuumba wasting time on a zip.
Kuumba going for a really kind of small zip here. Wasted a little bit of time, and that allowed Charlie to catch right back up. Oh my gosh, this seed.
That's one of the most challenging room combinations you can get.
Fanboys in the spike rooms. This is what we call you're in for a treat type. I think my least favorite enemies to find in the spike rooms are fanboys.
Yeah.
And I think they're called chanky makers, right?
Yep.
Oh no, Charlie.
No, they're both
Charlie is gonna try doing a pause buffer strat here so that the elevator moves below him. He doesn't want to take a death, but honestly, I think taking a death might be faster here.
Yeah, so every time you open and close the menu, the game advances about 4 frames, I believe it is. But Mega Man's position keeps his velocity keeps resetting, so his position stays basically the same.
Oh.
So he's trying to use this to get the elevator platform to come back around, but it's a losing strategy because Kuumba's already back in the room.
Yes, it would have been much faster for him to just take the death and then start from the midway point in the stage. Kuumba took a death as well, but actually ended up ahead at this point. And Kuumba doing the same kind of pause buffer strat here to get to make that little. And now Kuumba retakes the lead.
Oh my god!
What is going on here? This is a crazy race.
Kuumba with a safety pause. I think he was good on that jump, but not taking chances.
I think this might actually be the definition of sunken cost fallacy.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I think you're right.
So Kuumba trying 2 zips. He tried it with an item 1 and an item 3. Failed both zips, unfortunately. Which is really just giving Charlie boy time to catch up. But, yeah.
Someone in chat, this is the worst strat I've ever seen. Yeah, I think I agree. The last time I got into this situation Charlie's in, I just let myself die.
Yeah, I've done the exact same thing. I actually did this once to prove it was doable, and it was hilarious, but I wouldn't try this. Alright, looks like we changed the music up to Kuumba now that he's in the lead and in the boss fight.
That's right.
And Kuumba's hunting for weaknesses. Oh, no.
Ooh, this is bad.
He's going to have to be very careful here.
Oh,
In fact, he might want to use the explosions. Oh, no. Kuumba's going to take a death. He could use the explosions. He might have enough ammo, but he's going to take a death here. And Charlie Boy might actually end up having to do the same thing. He's got 1 ammo left. So, oh my gosh. They're going to have to take deaths and refill or take a game over.
Kuumba just zipped into the spike pit from the top of that ladder. I love it.
Yeah, he did the quick zip there to kill himself. That is amazing, but he's taking the game over to just get the full refill. I cannot believe this. When we say that Wily 4 is like hell, this is it. This is probably the worst Wily 4 and combination of weaknesses I've ever seen in a rando.
Yeah. This is amazing, you guys.
This is insane. The great educator, indeed. Charlie Boy is about to find out that he has no ammo for this fight, and after all of that pause buffering. Oh, did he refill his ammo?
I don't know.
Oh wait, he must have refilled his ammo. I think he did.
He did. Oh no, wait.
But he didn't enough, probably.
Oh.
Ooh, he might not have enough ammo in the first place. Oh, this is gonna be bad. And he's using it! No! Charlie Boy, no! If only they knew!
He forgot. All that pause buffering wiped his memory. There he goes. Now he knows the weakness again.
Ah, the best way to wipe a hard drive is the pause buffer?
Yeah.
Yes, Charlie Boy might not have the ammo required here. Unless he uses the explosions to his advantage, he might not have. Oh wait, he might just have enough.
No, he keeps not using the explosion. He stands too close to them. There's a weird thing about Crash Bomb where it has to travel in order for its hitbox to work. Okay, that one's fine. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Yes, manages to do this.
And that puts him back in the lead.
And Kuumba's zipping into the boss chamber right now.
I really hope this goes to round 3 because I want to see these two do another one after this. So, can Kuumba catch back up? I don't know if he can. He's got to watch his health here. He's a little bit low.
He can take one more hit from the boo beams, but yeah, he can't after that.
So let's
Oh
see.
no, and Kuumba
Oh.
unfortunately gets trolled by the menu and
Mismenued.
uses Flash instead of Buster. So one of the changes to the randomizer this year was randomizing the letters in the menu, and so some people have unfortunately made the mistake of using Flash Stopper instead of switching back, or Time Stopper instead of switching back to their Buster.
The worst is when Flash Stopper gets a Time Stopper gets a P for its letter in the menu. You just see it. You're like, oh yeah, that's what. Oh, Charlie dying.
Oh no, and that's a game over for Charlie. I know he had
Oh
zero
my God.
lives, and it is a game over. Oh
Kuma's
no,
in the lead again.
Kuba's back in the lead. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Siberian Bull talked too soon. Too soon. I think that's the first instance of chat curse.
Checkers. Oh my God, this match, you guys.
Listen, game 3 is alive.
And neither of our runners know anything about any of this because they're racing in isolation to avoid spoilers.
Yes, indeed. Our racers are not actually allowed to watch the other players because, of course, it's a randomizer, so you don't know what weaknesses are to what bosses and what's coming in what stages. So they're not allowed to view each other's channels. So they have no idea this is happening.
Amazing. This is just amazing.
Now, does Charlie have E-Tanks? Because he is in a really bad situation. I don't think he has E-Tanks. One of the other features of the randomizer is that your E-Tanks are preserved across game overs, so you don't have to worry about losing them if you game over, but I don't think he has any E-Tanks. Yeah, Kuumba does have
two,
some
yeah.
left. Because we saw that during the Boo Beam fight. He has some left.
He's used one during the refight so far. He might use another here. Kuumba.
He's
Oh,
actually
clutches it out. He gets the health.
Yeah, gets the health.
Are they on the same RoboMaster or are they going in a different
Charlie's
order?
one behind, I think, right now.
That is so close.
Ooh, and
Oh.
Kuumba knew that weakness to Bubble, so he actually is having
That's
a little bit
huge.
of advantage. Bubble, of course, going up in the air, kind of hard to hit with Buster sometimes. Kuumba just demolishing Flash.
Easy Flash. Charlie's sticking right behind him, though, doing a good job of that.
Yeah, they're really close. Now, if Kuumba tries to go for a zip here, I don't know if Kuumba's planning on going for a zip and Wily sit. That might be the difference here.
Yeah, that might be Oh. And we don't know what the machine is weak to. It might not be Buster this time, and fishing on the machine when you don't have E-Tanks, which I believe is Charlie's situation, is risky.
Now, the only thing that would make this seed better is if the machine was not Buster weak.
Yeah. Alright, we gotta find out now.
Yes, we are.
Kuumba got plenty of health, though. Oh,
And it is, in
Buster
fact,
weak.
Buster weak, so... Kuumba looking at his menu just to see if he needs to refill anything.
He decides to E-Tank, that's wise. Just be safe. Okay.
And it looks like Kuumba is the first out of the machine fight. So this is really coming down to it. If Kuumba does not execute the zip very well, which I think he might be going for, it might allow Charlie to catch up and defeat this alien first. So,
So what's got to be going through their head at the moment is, oh my god, the guy I'm running against is also having problems, because they know where they are in their timer, and they know that the other player hasn't finished yet. That's all they can tell.
And Kuumba executes this pretty well. Let's see. Let's hope
Just
he
don't
doesn't
overzip. He's taking it easy. He gets
and
it.
he does make it in. Charlieboy going for the same zip. Oh no!
He
And
overzips.
Charlieboy overzips. Oh, so all Kuumba needs to do really here is make sure he doesn't die, and because I think he has plenty of.
Kuumba went the back page gambit there.
I love the back page gambit.
But not able to find the weakness. This fishing is costly.
This fishing is really costly.
Is it Buster? No, he tried Buster second. There it is. It's Crash.
And it's Crash. Wow, Crash has trolled our runners. Jeez. And Kuumba does finish with an SRL time of 39:54. Oh, and Charlieboy doing the page 2 gambit finds that immediately, so he would have actually won had he not overzipped. Oh my gosh, Charlieboy finishing with an SRL time of 40:09, and we are going to a third race.
Is that 15-second difference? Is that right? Did I do that math correctly?
That is in fact a 15-second difference.
Man. Yeah, they really need to watch this one later.
Kame is in the SRL channel with us and says that is saying to the runners, you need to watch that race back, and I agree. That was crazy, but I am glad we're getting a game 3. This is fantastic. What a night for Rando.
What a night. Oh, that was such an exciting match.
Kame, in fact, is the person who is generating our seeds for the night. I'm going to ask Kame to put some luck into this one so we get another nice seed just like this one. I completely agree.
Blow on the dice before you roll them.
Yeah, blow on those dice, roll out a seed, and, give us something good. No whammy.
Wow, that was so amazing.
Yeah,
we had so many lead changes.
So this is a great opportunity to kind of point out some of the mistakes that our runners actually ended up making that our people who are new to the randomizer might want to keep in mind. For example, Pico fight. Use an E-Tank on the Pico fight. Don't risk it, because going back to the halfway point, as we saw, is very costly. E-Tanks are very helpful.
Didn't you say that was a crutch before?
Yeah, sometimes E-Tanks are good.
It turns out crutches help us. They support us, and they enable us to do things that we couldn't do without them.
True. Right, you are. So the other thing is actually making sure that you have enough E-Tanks going into that final the refights. Charlieboy did not end up having any E-Tanks. Ended up costing him a little bit of time there. So having an extra E-Tank could have actually saved him in those refights. And he ended up gaming over after having defeated 3 of the Roa Masters in the refight. So it actually was very costly.
Yeah, and if you don't get a zip after a time or two, it might be time to move on.
Right. Spending so much time on a zip might actually be a mistake. Trying to zip, trying an item 1 zip, like for example in Wily 3. If you don't get it first try, maybe move on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think even that one done optimally only saves about a second. So if you miss it, you've probably lost more than a second. So
it looks like we have created a new race run.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if our runners need like a stretch break or something after that last match. So it might take us a few minutes to get set up. I'm not sure.
All right, well, let's see. Is there anything else about the rando that we haven't mentioned? It does randomize a lot of stuff. The music, color palettes, weapon behaviors and weaknesses, item 1 behavior, where the items are located. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a few changes that always happen when you play with the randomizer. So there was a problem with Airman stage where it was hard to randomize the stage because if you got birds, and we mentioned before, sometimes when birds leave the screen, they take something with them. And the problem was, if you were in Airman stage, like a vanilla Airman stage, and you've got the Lightning Lords, and you're trying to get across using their platforms, and a bird comes by and is like, that's a really nice platform. I think when I leave the screen, I'm going to take that with me. You might be in big trouble. So that was one of the things that Duckfist changed was he made that section of Airman just be a continuous platform.
Yeah, and I think that was actually a great change. Another change that Duckfist made to the randomizer actually was that The hot dogs in Woodman stage, the mini bosses, are always going to be vulnerable to Buster no matter what. This was due to the fact that sometimes you would get there after a stage or two and they would be immune to every weapon you had. And you can't actually make progress in that without either zipping past the hot dogs or killing them. So yeah, that was a pretty good quality of life change. Other quality of life changes include you no longer lose your E-tanks on game overs, and you no longer take an E-tank. You can no longer take an E-tank when you have full health.
Yeah. So if you're the kind of person who likes to just take E-tanks for fun and profit, make sure to take at least 1 damage and then try to take the E-tank by accident.
Right. You always want to just have 27 bars of health before you take an E-tank. Optimal strategy.
Optimal, yeah. Things that aren't randomized in the randomizer. So the damage that Mega Man receives from enemies is vanilla. So if you see a frog and it spits out the little frogs and there's a crusher, take damage from a little frog, then run through the crusher, because you'll take a total of 1 damage instead of what the crusher does, which is, don't know the actual value.
But I think the crusher does. Oh, that's actually a good question. It might do 8 damage P.
Well, I think you can take 3 hits from a crusher and you'll have 2 HP left. So, can that be right?
Well, you have 28 bars of health, so 3 hits from a crusher would be. I don't know if that's right, because that's 3 times 8 would be 24. So I thought it was 8 damage, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're probably right. Whatever rate that the crusher does, it's a lot, and you don't want to touch them. Unfortunately, sometimes when you destroy them, their hitbox just hangs around for a while. So you have to be careful. You'll see our runners do this. They'll kill them and then hesitate, or they'll try to kill them high in the air so they can run under them.
Right, and one of the features of the randomizer is that the things that were Buster immune in the vanilla game could be vulnerable to other weapons, including Buster. So, for example, the crushers a lot of times can be killed with Buster. It was just unfortunate this past seed, that they were Buster.
All right, it looks like our runners will be starting in just a second here.
All right. Who is hyped for this game 3 in our races tonight? I
am so hyped. This match can go either way at this point.
Yeah, I think this can go either way. This is like super hype. I'm excited to see this third race.
Duke PDX? Is that the name of our seed? The Duke
it looks like it is. I don't know if that was randomly generated or